There's a growing feeling that something big could happen this January. Man United have reportedly held talks with CAA Stellar, the representatives of Elliot Anderson, about a potential move, with the Nottingham Forest midfielder opening to leave as early as the winter window. Forest season has turned chaotic after Nuno Espirito Santo sacking and a nightmare start under Ranch Postecoglou, and Anderson's looking for stability. United meanwhile are crying out for exactly the type of midfielder he is. So could this be the perfect time for United to strike? Elliot Anderson, one of the most talked about young midfielders in the Premier League right now, in terms of technicality, tenaciousness, and his maturity beyond his years. He's been Forest's standout performer despite all the turmoil around him, and at just 22, he's already showing the qualities of a top level midfielder. But this video isn't just about what Anderson is, it's about why United should go and get him now, because if United wait until the next summer, they might be too late. Let's start with the obvious. Man United's midfield in the 25-26 season hasn't clicked. Kobbie Mainoo, despite his talent, hasn't been getting the minutes expected. Ruben Amorim's system demands intensity and tactical discipline, and while Mainoo brings calmness and control, Amorim has often preferred more physical or experienced profiles. Bruno Fernandes remains brilliant going forward. He's still the creative heartbeat, but every time he surges forward, space opens up behind him. The gap between midfield and defense has cost United too many times already this season. Manuel Ugarte has brought steel and aggression, sure, but his passing range is limited. Teams have started pressing United high, daring Ugarte to break lines, and too often he can't. Casemiro, meanwhile, still reads the game superbly, but physically he's not the same player he was 2 or 3 years ago. He struggles to cover ground, and in Amorim system, the lack of athleticism stands out. So right now, United's midfield feels incomplete, unbalanced. There's quality there, but not the right blend of attributes to control games and sustain pressure. That's exactly where someone like Elliot Anderson could make the difference. Ruben Amorim's football is built around control through mobility, pressing and winning second balls, and also progressing the ball efficiently. The double pivot is absolutely vital in that setup, and Anderson takes almost every box. He's press resistant, calm on the ball, and aggressive without it. He can take a pass under pressure, roll his marker, and instantly turn defense into attack. His ball progression is top tier. He finds passes through tight spaces and keeps the tempo moving forward. But it's not just the technical side. Anderson works. He presses with intensity, he tracks runners, and he wins duels, both on the ground and in the air. He's got that blend of grit and grace that Amorim loves in his midfielders. Think about how Amorim used players like Matheus Nunes or Manuel Ugarte at Sporting. They weren't just sitting midfielders, they were dynamic, transitional players who could do a bit of everything. Anderson fits that same mold, and statistically and stylistically, he's a perfect bridge between Mainoo's composure and Bruno's creativity. He gives balance, a player who can both protect and progress. If United want to evolve from moments of brilliance to consistent dominance, they need midfielders who can control transitions. Anderson could be that missing piece. Now let's talk about timing, because this is where things get interesting. Anderson is open to leaving Nottingham Forest not because of ambition alone, but because the club has become unstable. After the sacking of Nuno Espirito Santo and a disastrous start under Ranch Postecoglou, the dressing room's unsettled. Forest could be forced into sales to balance finances, and Anderson is one of the most valuable assets. His current market value sits at around £50 million, and if United act in January, they could get a clear path before competition heats up. If they wait until the next summer, that 50 million could turn into 60 million or more, especially if he ends the season strong. And you can bet other clubs like Arsenal or Newcastle will be in that race. So from a strategic standpoint, January isn't just an opportunity, it's a necessity. Sign him early, integrate him under Amorim, and you're not only improving the second half of this season, you're setting up next season's midfield from day one. Give Anderson 6 months to adapt to Amorim's system, the pace, the demands, and by next August, he's flying. That's the kind of long-term planning United have lacked for years. Let's look at how he stacks up against what United already have. Mainoo brings composure and tempo control. Anderson brings intensity and drive. Together, they could be the perfect balance. Mainoo dictating, Anderson disrupting and progressing. Bruno is still the creative spark. Anderson won't replace him, but he'll enable him by covering space, pressing high, and winning those second balls that let Bruno stay higher up the pitch. Ugarte is the destroyer. He's elite in duels, limited in passing, and Anderson adds that progression Ugarte doesn't have. Imagine Ugarte and Anderson rotating. One breaks a play, the other breaks lines forward. Casemiro offers experience and leadership, but Anderson brings energy and modernity. He can cover the ground Casemiro now struggles to, without losing the defensive edge. And if we think ahead, a pivot of Meno and Anderson next season could become the foundation for United's next era. That's the balance, that's the stability, and that's the evolution Amorim's project needs. United have reportedly outlined their long-term vision to Anderson's camp. They see him as a central piece for the future, and at 22 he's still developing. But with the right coaching, he could become one of the best all-round midfielders in the league. It's a smart play. Sign him now while the market's quiet and you avoid a bidding war next summer. It's a kind of proactive move United rarely make, but absolutely should. So should Man United move for Elliot Anderson this January? Absolutely. The timing's right, the price is fair, and the fit is perfect. He improves the midfield now, gives Amorim more flexibility and sets the tone for next season. It's a chance to fix problems early, not react later. What do you think? Would you pull the trigger in January or wait until next summer? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe and stay tuned for more tactical breakdowns and transfer deep dives.